Welcome to this lecture. In this, we are going to continue with our series JavaScript Essentials Required for React. So in this lecture, we are going to completely understand about map method, and also we will see what is the purpose of using map method. But before this, you should understand in JavaScript there are three big and important array methods which we will be using all the time to perform data transformation. And those methods are map method, reduce method, and filter method. And these methods are also called as functional array methods. And why these are called as functional array methods? Because whatever operations we are going to perform on arrays, it is not going to change our original array. These methods are higher order methods, and also they are called as functional array methods. And using these methods, we are just going to transform the data. I will tell you what is transforming data, but we are not going to change our original array. So in this lecture, we are going to focus on map method. Suppose this is my array. Inside this, I am having 5 elements, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now for all these numbers, I just want to multiply by 2. I just want to double this. So I should be getting this result. If I want to find the cube of all these elements, then I should be getting this result. But important thing here is, even after transforming this data, this is my original array. I have transformed to this one, as well as I have transformed to this one. Even after transforming, my original array will remain as it is. It is not going to change. And from this array, we are getting this first result. And from this array itself, we are getting this second result. We can apply multiple logic and we can transform the data based on our needs. This is how map method will be working. It is going to transform the data without affecting original array. So now what is map method? In JavaScript, map method is higher order function which is used to iterate over an array. So one by one, it will be iterating. That is one by one, it will be taking elements of array, and that data it will be transforming based on the logic we have given. And you should remember this. After transforming the data, it will be creating new array. Okay, original array will be different and this transform array will be different. So it will be creating new array without affecting original array. So this callback function, practically we will understand how to pass and what should we pass inside this function. So this is the basic syntax. This is my array, this variable. Inside this, I will be having my array elements. So here I am just creating one variable, and for my array, I am just using dot map, and inside this, we are going to pass our callback function. And this function can take 3 parameters: current value, index and array. This index and array are optional, but we should be passing this current value parameter. And this callback function will be called for every element present inside the array. Suppose I am having 10 elements. So 10 times this callback function will be called and it will be generating result to us. And this current value will be the current element present inside the array. So that element will be taken, whatever logic we have given, according to that it will calculate and it will give the resulting new array. And this index parameter will be giving the index of the element on which the callback function is being called. And finally, we are having this array. When we pass this array parameter, then it will be giving me the original array on which we are working. So both are optional. If you do not pass, then also you can work. And this new array, okay, this variable, after calculating all this thing, after applying map method, whatever result I am getting, that will be stored inside this new array, and this will be the new array, and it is not going to affect my original array. You should remember these methods are very important when you start learning React, As well as in JavaScript, when you're performing larger projects, then these methods are very, very useful because these methods are immutable in nature. Practically, let us understand every bit of map method. I have opened my editor as well as I have opened my browser, and this is my console. Now inside this you can see this is my array, and for this I just want to square the numbers. So I should be getting this result for 20. 20 into 20 I should be getting 400. Similarly, for all this I want to square and I want to display this result. Again, if I just want to transform the data and I just want to double the numbers, so this should be my result. And if I just want to change this number to the corresponding hexadecimal value, then this should be my result. So from this array, we can transform the data and we can get the data inside new array. Now if you closely notice what is common in all this transformed data, I have just written 3 examples, but map method can do lot more than this. But just think for a second and tell me what is common in all these 4 arrays. If you got the answer as length, then you are correct. You can see here I am having 5 elements. So after transforming the data, I am having 5 elements. Here also after transforming, I am having 5. Similarly, here also I am having 5. So whenever we are using map method, after transforming the data, the length of new array should be same with the original array. Because in map method, we will be performing operation on each and every element and we will be generating the result. So length should be same. Let us write our first example. I will comment all these things. Below this, I will be writing example 1. And this is my array const number. Using map method, we are generating new array. So for that, we have to create variable. And I will just give my variable name as square numbers is equal to, then we have to pass our original array, copy, paste, dot map, and inside this we should be passing our callback function. I will just write my function name as square. So this is nothing but this is a function, and to call this function separately we do not have to write here parenthesis. Normally how we write for functions, we do not have to write here. This function will be called for every elements present inside the array. By itself it is going to call. Now this is my callback function. I have to create this function. I will just write here function. I will write my function name, and inside this I'm just going to pass my parameter. What I have to do, and this function will be returning num into num. So here what happens, this function will be called. As soon as we wrote map method, it will be taking callback function. Inside this callback function, we can pass 3 parameters: current value, index and array. But as of now, I have just created my callback function. Inside this, I am just passing current value. So first time when this function is being called, this number will be equal to 20. It will come inside this function. 20 into 20, I should be getting the result as 400. Then again I am having another elements. So again this function will be called. Now my current value will be 30. So here 30 will be passed. 30 into 30, I will get the result as 900. Similarly, then next it will be taking 40. 40 into 40, then 50, and finally 60 into 60, I will be getting this result. Okay, what I have done, after doing all this operation, whatever result I am getting, I am just storing inside this array. Okay, this is the callback function, and this function will be called for every elements present inside the array. Okay, automatically it is going to be called. Now here, let me just log this. Log. Before that, let me just log my original array. Save it. This is my original array 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. Now I have performed all this operation. I'm just going to log this, log, and inside this I'm just going to paste my variable. Now you can see after performing this map method, data is transformed and I got new array with these values. Okay, this is how we are going to pass our callback function. Now there is also another way of writing this callback function. Same thing. Let me just copy. Below this I will be pasting square number 1. I will write like this. Instead of passing function name, you can pass this entire function. I will copy and inside this I am just going to paste. Then here let me just write num into num into num. I am just going to find the cube, log, copy this variable and inside this I am going to paste. Save it. Now I will be getting this result. So you should understand this is nothing but this is a function and I have just passed my function name and I have created my function here. So instead of passing this function directly, in place of this you can pass entire function. But it is not suggested. I will be showing you another best way of writing map method. But this is how we will be writing callback function. So for each and every element, this function will be called and we will be getting the result. But do not assume this is wrong way of doing. This is also completely valid. You can do in this way, but I will be showing you the better way. Before that, let me show you about two more parameters. Here we should be passing index and then I should be passing array. You can give any names. Okay, it is not like you have to give num. It is not like you have to give element. You can give any names for all these parameters. Now here I'm just going to display log and inside this I will just print index and I'm just going to write array. Now this is my result. Let us understand what we got. For first call, when this function got called, my index was 0 and I was working on this array. Okay, the original array is displayed. And also here you can see after performing all this operation, I am having my final array here. So for second call, my index was 1. For second element, my index is 1 and I was working on the same array. So same array is displayed. Similarly, for third element, index is 2. Fourth element, index is 3 and fifth element, index is 4 and I am working on the same array. So using this index and array parameter, we can display the index number on which we are working and using this array, we can display the array on which we are working. Okay, inside this map method, we will be passing callback function and this callback function will be having these three parameters. Do not assume map method will be having these parameters. Inside map method, we will only pass callback function. Inside that, we are having these three parameters. Let us understand in more better way. Now here, this is my original array. I am having 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. Now for this, I am just going to apply map method and this is the transformation I want to do. That is, I want to find square of every number. First time when callback function is called, my number is 20 and it will be generating result 400. Second time, I am having these elements. So again this callback function will be called and I will be getting the result as 900. So still I am having these elements. So again callback function will be called and my current element will be 40 and I will be getting this result. Similarly, again it will be called, current element is 50, I will be getting this result. And finally, for 60, I will be getting this result. So this is how one by one it will be taking current value as its parameter. It will be calculating and it will be generating the result. Now let us use arrow function. I will just write arrow function. Copy the same thing, comment, and here I am just going to paste. First, let me remove these two parameters no longer needed, because you understood why should we use those parameters, and also we are just going to find square. You can give any logic. Let me show you using this. To make this as arrow function, first we have to remove this function keyword, and also we are not going to display function name. Inside this we have pass parameter, and this will be the current element on every call. And here for arrow function, we will be using this special operator arrow. Okay, this is how we are going to use arrow function, and we will just write this. We will remove function as well as function name. Now if I save, then also I will be getting the same result. Arrow functions are very handy. We have already understood about arrow functions. This also you can simplify, because we are performing only this, and in only one line we can display this result. So again copy comment, and below this I am going to paste. Only one operation I am performing, so I do not need this curly braces, and also I do not want this curly braces. And also whenever we are not using blocks, we do not have to return these statements, and I will be removing this semicolon from here. Save it. You can see then also you got the same result. You can see from this to this how we have simplified our map method. And also whenever you are passing only one parameter here, you do not have to wrap this inside parenthesis, but because of prettier extension it is wrapping. Even if I remove this, let me remove. I will save this. Again it is going to wrap inside parenthesis, because maybe in future if I want to add multiple parameters, then it should not be generating any error. So because of prettier extension, it will be wrapped. So do not worry, even if you are removing and if it is getting added, it is because of that extension. So this is where arrow functions will become very handy. If you want to perform one-liner operation, then directly you can use arrow function and you can get the result. And this kind of situations you will be facing lot of times in React, and multiple times you will be using map method, reduce method and filter method. I will comment this out. Now this one we are just going to apply in our cartoon data example. I will paste this one, and inside this if you see, I am having this array. Inside that I am having two objects. This is my first object and this is my second object. In array we call it as element. This is my first element and this is my second element. So we have already seen callback function will be called for every element present inside the array. So when we apply callback function for this array, it is going to call for 2 times, because I am having 2 elements. Now what I want to do, from this both of the elements, I just want to get this created by. Here also we have created by, and here also we have created by, and I want to store this result in new array. So how we can do? If you can do by yourself, that will be great. But still, let me show you. Here I will be creating one variable. Variable name I will be writing created by author is equal to, we have to pass our original array. This is our original array dot map, and inside this what function we will be using? We will be using callback function. And what type of function we use? Let us use arrow function. Why? Because we just have to display who created this cartoon series. So inside this we have to pass parameter which will be taking current element of an array. And from this array what I want, let me write arrow symbol. From this what I want, this will be my first element, which is nothing but object. So from this I just want this one. So how we will be accessing object properties? By using dot operator. So this is my current object dot created by. Okay, it is very simple. What I have done, I have just passed my cartoon array map method, and inside that I am passing one parameter which will be having current element of the array. So inside array, first element is object and second element is also object. So from first object, I just want to access this created by. So it is nothing but an object. To access the properties of object, we will be using dot operator. Okay, again it will be running for second element and I will be getting created by result from this object. Now let us display log, and here I will be writing created by author. As soon as I save, you can see I got new array, and inside that new array I am having two elements. You can see I am having two elements. I hope you are clear. Now what I just want to display multiple data. Inside this one array, here I am having object. So here also I am having object. So inside this array, what I want, inside first object, I should be getting some result. Inside second object, I should be getting some result. So in this way, this is my original array structure. Inside array, I am having object. So in my result also, I want this structure. So what we can do, here I will come, I will write const created by author 1 is equal to, so better let me just write data. Inside this, we have to pass our original array, cartoon data, dot map method. Again, I'm just going to pass parameter, cartoon data, arrow function. Now what I will be doing, I will be passing this curly braces. Why? Because after every calculation, I just want the result to be stored as an object. So objects, how we have to store? We should be passing the same property created by, and from here what I have to access, I just have to access this. Here let me just change it to author. Okay, this is our parameter author dot created by. Using this, I will be getting my results, this one. Okay, first time I will be getting this, second time I will be getting this. But we are having one error. I will be telling you why we got this. Then I just want to display this created in. Whenever you are passing here, you should be passing the exact property of object. Then this element will be having our current object, and from there we are just accessing created in. As soon as I save, you can see I am having this error, unexpected syntax, because it is not recognizing. Why we are getting this error? Because we are using multiple lines, and whenever we are using multiple lines, we should be writing return statement. Okay, this is my entire object, and what I have to return here below this, I will be doing return, remove this, and here I will be closing my return. Save it. Now that error has gone, let me just display this log. I will display data, save it. Now you can see inside my array, I am having two objects, and inside that first object is having created by and created in. Second object is having created by and created in. Okay, let me explain you what we have done. Again, we have performed entire same logic, but here what we are doing, we are returning this object. We have just passed this curly braces so that whatever result we get in curly braces. And inside that, what I am returning, first time this author will be holding this entire first object, this first object, and from that first object, I am just accessing created by and created in values. I am assigning to this created by and created in same properties. Then second time, this will be holding second element, and from there I am accessing created by and created in, and I am just assigning that value to this property created in. And when I displayed, this will be returning me new array, and inside that new array, for every element call, I am just returning object. This also you can modify. Let me copy, comment this out. Below this, I will be pasting. Okay, you do not have to write return keyword. I will remove. And from here, I will be removing this closing return. So what you can do, this entire thing, whatever you are returning, you can just wrap inside parentheses. Okay, maybe in some cases it will not be working, but still, if you pass parentheses, save it, then also you will be getting the same result. Instead of return keyword, this entire object we are passing inside parentheses. And this parenthesis is this one, where we are starting our map method. Okay, unless and until you don't practice this, you will not be understanding. So I suggest you practice this, practice multiple times so that this concept will go into your mind. So similarly, how we have done squaring the numbers, you can also do. You can also multiply with 2, multiply with 3. Okay, you can do lot of operation. Let us see another example, convert into hexadecimal. I will copy this array, comment here and down. I'm just going to paste. Now for this, write along with me, result is equal to original array dot map method, and inside this we have to pass our parameter. Let me write anything, x, arrow function, current value, whatever element I am having, I just want to convert into hexadecimal. So to string, for hexadecimal we will be passing the value as 16. Now here I'm just going to log, I will write result, save it. Now this will be my result. Let me come here. You can see this will be my result. So all these values are converted into the respective hexadecimal values and I will be getting the result. Similarly, if you want to convert to binary, what you have to do, you just have to pass 2. I will just write here 2, save it. Now for that respective elements, I will be getting their binary values. So this is how we will be working with map method, and it is very important method and it is one of the higher order method in arrays. Practice this, take multiple examples, start writing your own examples, try to get the result, try to get the exact structure and start displaying the result. That's all for this lecture. Next, we are going to deeply understand about filter method and reduce methods as well.